Tonight, we enter two houses where the walls remember everything. First, we'll step into the Bellaire House in Ohio, a Victorian home built over death itself, where faceless shadows watch from the corners and the dead refuse to rest. Then, we travel to Iowa, to the Villisca Axe Murder House, the site of one of America's most brutal unsolved crimes, where 8 souls were slaughtered in their beds and where their final screams still echo after more than a century. These are not just ghost stories. They are real, and they are waiting for you. Kristen Lee and her family already dealing with the devastation of 2 flash floods stumbled upon the Bellaire House after finding it listed as a foreclosure they could afford. Nestled near the Ohio River, this grand Victorian home, dating back to the mid-19th century, came with ornate features and an inviting porch that offered river views. Their excitement, however, quickly turned to unease. Kristen, a forensic psychology professional, began hearing footsteps, experiencing inexplicable chills, and then waking to a chilling apparition. A faceless gray man perched beside her on the couch, whose presence caused an odd coldness that even made her breath visible in otherwise warm air. Soon, her son confided that he felt watched in his own bedroom. And strange disappearances became commonplace. Towels, personal items, nothing remained safe. Despite her clinical background, Kristen realized this was more than just stress or hallucination. She listed the house for sale, but no one wanted it, not even at $1 due to its haunted reputation. So she pivoted, transforming the Bellaire House into a paranormal investigation center, welcoming visitors from across the country to explore its dark corridors. Among the most frequent guests were Brandy Fulkerson and Nicole Wilson, devoted armchair investigators from New York who documented everything from thundering crashes and flying objects to disembodied voices on audio recordings. In one case, they were monitoring the upper floor via cameras when a mysterious light flickered, followed by chairs being displaced and strange male voices captured in playback, voices they hadn't heard in real time. The house itself is steeped in haunting history. Built by coal tycoon Jacob Hetherington in 1847, it stands atop an old coal mine and rests near Native American burial grounds and a ley line supposed sources of spiritual energy and multiple portals. Following a mining disaster, tragedy struck the Hetherington family. Alex, tormented by visions and seizures, was institutionalized. His sister Lyde died mysteriously, and brother Edwin conducted seances in a desperate attempt to reconnect with her, unwittingly opening darker spiritual channels. Visitors and locals alike speak of a particularly enchanting entity, Emily Davis, a little girl believed to have drowned nearby. Though she appears innocuous, Kristen warns that Emily lures you in with her childlike guise before unleashing malevolent axe scratches. Pushes especially in her room, which is the most active area in the house. Over the years, countless investigators have been physically harmed, startled, or chased out by violent incidents. One was reportedly pulled down the stairs. Others experienced breaks, scratches, or were pinned to their beds. Still, many like Brandy and Nicole remain irresistibly drawn back, each visit fueling more questions than answers. In the quiet farming town of Villisca, Iowa, life once moved at the pace of the seasons. Neighbors left their doors unlocked. Children played in the dusty streets until the sun dipped below the cornfields, and everyone knew each other's names. But on June 10, 1912, that peace shattered forever. That night, someone or something entered the modest white home of Josiah and Sarah Moore and brutally slaughtered everyone inside with an axe. 8 people, 6 children, and 2 adults were found dead in their beds the next morning. No one was ever arrested, and over a century later, the house still whispers about that night. Today, the Moore house looks almost exactly as it did in 1912. White clapboard siding, a steep gable roof, a porch that creaks under your weight. Inside, there's no electricity, no running water, only oil lamps and the heavy silence of a home frozen in time. Paranormal investigators claim that the moment you step inside, the air feels heavier, almost as if the house itself is breathing, slow and deliberate. Those who have spent the night report the same sensation. Unseen eyes following every move, footsteps echoing upstairs when no one is there, shadows slipping past doorways in the corner of your vision. And yet, the most unsettling part isn't what you see, it's what you feel. A slow, building dread deep in your stomach, as though the house remembers you. Historical accounts tell us that the day began like any other. Josiah Moore, a respected businessman, attended church with his wife Sarah, their 4 children Herman, Catherine, Boyd, and Paul and 2 friends of Catherine's, Lena and Ina Stillinger, who decided to spend the night. After returning home, the children played for a while before everyone went to bed. Sometime after midnight, an intruder slipped inside. The killer moved methodically through the home, striking each victim repeatedly with Josiah's own axe. In the morning, a concerned neighbor entered and made the grim discovery. The town of Villisca would never be the same. For decades, the house sat in silence. But when it was restored to its 1912 condition and opened to the public in the 1990s, something changed. Visitors began reporting doors opening and closing by themselves, the faint giggle of a little girl echoing from the bedrooms, and cold spots that lingered no matter the weather outside. One guest swore they saw the figure of a man standing at the foot of the bed holding an axe, his face hidden in shadow. Others have been touched, had their clothing tugged, or felt the weight of someone sitting on the bed when no one was there. The Children's Room is the most active ABBA recordings have captured voices saying, "Mama," and "Come play." And some visitors claim to have felt small hands grab theirs in the dark. The attic, known as the Axe Room, is believed to be where the killer hid, waiting for the family to fall asleep. It is also one of the most active areas in the house. Paranormal groups often record faint breathing, whispers, or footsteps pacing just feet away. In 2014, during an investigation, a man was alone in the Axe Room when he suddenly entered a trance-like state. Minutes later, he stabbed himself in the chest with his own knife. He survived, but had no memory of what happened. The murders themselves contained strange patterns. Every mirror had been covered with cloth, and each victim's face was hidden beneath bedclothes. An uneaten plate of food was left on the kitchen table, and a bowl of bloody water sat nearby where the killer had washed up. These details suggest ritual or something far darker than random violence. Psychics believe the killer may have been influenced by a malevolent entity that still remains, often appearing as a dark shadow figure silently watching from corners. Those who stay overnight say the activity escalates as midnight approaches. Lamps flicker despite no electricity, faint knocks travel along the walls, and disembodied footsteps climb the stairs only to stop abruptly outside your door. In the children's room, toys left on the floor have been seen rolling slowly across the boards as if pushed by invisible hands. At exactly 2 a.m., the believed time the murders began, guests often wake to a crushing sense of dread. Some hear the sound of an axe dragging along the floor, others hear soft crying, and a few see the silhouette of a man with broad shoulders standing in the doorway, his head tilted unnaturally as if studying them. The Villisca Axe Murder House is not large, yet to those inside, it feels endless. The narrow hallways seem to stretch, the ceilings feel lower, and the air grows heavier with every passing hour. Many visitors describe a strange compulsion to stay, as if the house itself doesn't want to let them go. Some become violently ill the moment they step inside, only to recover the instant they leave. No one knows who committed the murders, but the house seems to remember, and if you stand in the children's bedroom long enough, You might hear a faint whisper, not from the living, but from those who never left. Today, the Villisca Axe Murder House is open for daytime tours and overnight investigations. Many leave with nothing more than a chilling memory, but others take something home with them: unexplained scratches, recurring nightmares, or the sensation of being watched in their own beds. Before you enter, the owners leave you with a warning. You can come in if you dare, but once you step through that door, the night of June 10th, 1912 will never truly end.